So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Chef Dumi, here's where I hand over to you, girl. Take it away.
Well, girl, in a world full of trends, sometimes the only classics will do. Our Clover Classic Custard Croissant Pudding is one of those classic desserts that is super simple to make once you have mastered the art of baking your own croissants from scratch. It also is best served with a generous serving of Clover Classic Custard. So that's what we're about to do today. We're going to make our croissants from scratch with the help of Chef Sepio. And then thereafter, take those croissants that we've made freshly baked, put them into an amazing little pudding dish that we're gonna have with our custard and some fresh berries. And basically, yes, we did say that it's a Korean-inspired cook-along, but she actually seems to love croissants, so this is one of her favorites, actually.
Yeah, this is my favorite, and I trained French cuisine as well. And this is the thing. Korean people love croissant too.
Yeah.
I love that. We've got a lady here who is as international as my taste buds love. I love it. Okay, so where do we start with creating a croissant from scratch?
Sure. Pre-ferment, it's like feeding your dough. If you're in a rush, you don't need to make it.
Okay.
But making croissant is love.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, lots of effort. So we are adding flour, milk, and a little bit of yeast. Warm milk always works.
Okay.
Yes. Can you help me running this?
Not a problem. So basically what you're doing now is something called a starter dough. So people that make bread know what a starter dough is. It basically gets the process going for whatever bread or pastry you'll be making.
Nice. Okay.
But like Chef Sepio said, if you don't have time, don't worry about it. But croissants are a labor of love, Palisa.
Yes.
They are probably one of the most time-consuming pastries to make.
But listen, it definitely tells a story when you bite into a freshly baked croissant. I mean, straight out the oven, honey. It shows. It's buttery, it's delicious. But I also love my croissants a little crunchy and crispy, toasted on the outside, but soft and delicious and creamy on the inside.
True.
Yes, and the good thing about homemade croissant is you can make, shape, and freeze. Whenever you need to serve. Just bake.
You take it out and you bake it.
Yes.
Beautiful. So now you're adding
Flour.
Okay.
And milk.
And it's that warm milk again.
Yes, warm milk always helps, but the weather in South Africa now is perfect to bake.
Yeah, room temperature is good enough.
Okay, and some sugar and butter. You can microwave 5 seconds if it is straight from the fridge.
Okay.
Just to soften that batter.
Yes, a little.
So in essence, I'm not sure if you saw, Palisa, that we did the starter dough or the pre-ferment, and then we went in with the exact same ingredients, just in different quantities. I just added a bit of sugar and some butter in there to basically get that dough going.
So how is that looking in there? Is the dough starting to come together and forming?
Yes, but it's better to make it slightly loosened dough for croissant because you are going to roll out again and again and again.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And when do you know that the dough is ready once you're, as you're kneading it?
The bowl is clean.
Okay.
Yes.
So it stops sticking to the sides?
Yes, it's a bit dry at the moment. You can add a little more milk.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. And Dumi, on your side, you're preparing the chocolates?
Yes, so because we're making these custard puddings, obviously, we want to make it as decadent as possible. So what we're putting inside this amazing little pudding, I'm quite excited about it, is we've got the croissant that is based, it's almost like a bread pudding if you were to put it. It's just a higher end one, a bread pudding that went to private school.
I do love a good bread pudding.
Yes, so we've got those bits of chocolate that are going to be in there. We're going to have those bits of berries, so the sweet of the chocolate, the tartness of the berries, the butteriness of the croissant on the inside there. So I'm just chopping up my chocolate over here, and then we're going to get this going. And Chef, it looks like your dough is almost ready, but you've got some that you've made a little earlier for us.
It takes about some time, so rather make it quick.
Okay.
So can you see it's slightly loose than normal bread?
Okay.
And then the size-wise, always measure with your baking tray.
Okay.
Yeah, about the size of baking tray.
Okay.
And make it nice, neater.
And how thick would you want to roll it out?
The recipe on the website, yes, it's about the size of baking tray. And then butter on top of it is about slightly smaller than half.
Okay.
Yes. It's easier to roll it, then you can save some time. Okay, this is room temperature butter and summer in Cape Town. It's very quick.
To soften up, yeah.
Yes.
Because this actually was in the fridge. So as you can see, it was an actual block of butter. What we did with that block of butter, put it at room temperature for just a little bit and then rolled it out to make sure it gets to this thick little disc. Once it's rolled out, put it back into the fridge so that it at least has its shape. And then now it's more manageable and we can roll it out into the dough.
It's almost like a science. I'm loving it though. This is truly expanding my knowledge when it comes to enjoying the croissants. It makes it mean that much more to me, speaking about a labor of love. So now you're just folding over that dough, over the batter.
Yes, we are covering the butter tightly, like envelope.
Okay.
You put love of butter inside, and then roll out, and make it like double the length.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then, Chef, what I'm going to start doing on my side is essentially, because Palisa, you know, I'm an easy bake type of queen. I've already got my croissants ready, you know, store-bought, but I also love the fact that you're showing us how to do it step by step so that you can do both, you can be flexible. I also have my small little ramekins because essentially here we are pushing dinner parties, and with COVID and everything, a lot of people don't want to be diving into the same bowl. So I'm going to be creating individual little desserts.
Perfect, Palisa. And for your desserts, you're going to need some of this chocolate, so I'm going to pass it over to you now. So the one thing I love about the dough that we're making with Chef Sepio here is that, yes, it's been rolled out now. It goes into the fridge to sit. You take it out. You're then going to roll it out into the different shapes that croissants that you want. Because some people have the typical shape that you've got there, you know, where you can make that into the shape. You take it out, basically, like Chef, you've been saying that it has to go into the fridge for at least a day again. You take it out, roll it, take it out, roll it until it basically has created all those layers. Then once it comes out, you're going to roll it and cut it into whatever shapes. The reason we don't want to limit people is because that is the standard shape that you've got over there. However, you can be as creative as you like with croissants, because now we've got croissants, we've got cronuts, we've got different kinds of shapes that you can make with croissants. So once you've got this, guys, you can be as adventurous as you like with how you want to shape your croissant, because the layers have already been formed. And then take those shapes that you make and then bake it into the oven, into whatever little alien you want to make. You can enjoy it however you like there.
Yeah, also great thing about home-baked croissant is all the time there is an edge which can't make perfect croissant, and use that part to make pudding. It tastes the same, it looks fine.
Okay, so I'm going to break through these pieces of croissant just to base the ramekins. And
you can even make them bigger, Ballet, if you like. The
really?
The better,
Okay.
Chunkier the better, because I feel like what you're doing there is basically, like we spoke earlier about getting people involved. You can get anyone involved with this pot. I've got a little one, so he would enjoy this a lot. So get them to break it up into whatever sizes, but you also want to keep it as big as you can so that it absorbs as much of that custard mixture that we're putting in there.
I love that.
And today we're using our Clover Classic Custard, Balesa, the vanilla flavored. It is probably one of my favorite things on the market right now because it's basically high in vitamins A, B2, and D. It is perfect. I mean, custard right now is one of the few things, whenever you make a trifle, whenever you make a dessert, it's perfect for that. So that right there, it's balanced in flavor, has all those nutrients in it, and I mean, look at how creamy it is.
I'm telling you, it's effortless, effortless cooking here.
And that basically, that's going to go into the oven. I'll pass you your baking tray right now.
And here's one tip. May I?
Yes, please.
Add a little bit of more croissant on top, and then it adds extra crispiness.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm all about the crispiness here with my desserts. And you've got here milk for me, Tumi?
Perfect, yes.
Just to add on top there.
Pour that into your ramekin, put those into the oven, bake at what temperature, Chef?
180. Mostly 180. All the time 180. We don't have any clue, yes.
This makes so much sense as to why you said then I needed to cut my croissants up into chunky pieces, because this is a liquid essentially at the end of the day. The custard and then milk piling up on top. You wanted to have a nice bed, a sponge essentially, to be able to enjoy it on. So I'm going to add my berries here. I've got some raspberries. How's it going on your side, Chef?
It's perfect. I already folded twice and then roll out and fold it again, but in between must rest in the fridge.
Okay.
Otherwise your butter will be melt.
Okay.
Okay, stunning. So as you do that, let me put the finishing touches. How's it looking on this side, Tumi? Am I doing a good job?
It's looking really good, Bali. That can just go into the oven to bake, and then basically our croissants are done.
I'm going to leave some just for afterwards.
Pudding is done.
And you can add a tiny bit of mint to make it even better.
I love that. Okay, stunning. Tumi, you did a good job with the chocolates here as well, girl.
Thank you so much.
And voila, just like that, we were in Korea, but now we are in France. Thank you, ladies, so much. Now, I'm very much looking forward to sitting down with you around our dining room table just to find out more about your heritage, find out more about the chef behind the apron, as I love to say, and of course, diving into all of this delicious food. See you after the break.